Situational leadership. Who remembers this? Who knows this model? As I said, it is the most known, widespread, and effective leadership style model around the world. It was created by Hersey and Blanchard. Hersey and Blanchard. Wrote about it, and it's very simple. The concept behind this is that everyone is different. Each of us is different in terms of, as we see in the orglab here, in terms of age, in terms of experience, skills, motivation, etc. And the concept says there is not only one leadership style, there are many, many different leadership styles. Depending on what? On the situation and on the person. Yeah? So this means that you have to see what the development stage of the one you are leading is. And you have 4 development stages in this model. Development stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. What does it mean? It means you always look at 2 aspects. So this concept I created out of this model to make it easier. I'm thinking there is a competence issue and commitment. This is very psychological, commitment. The competence is more about knowing and skills. Knowing and skills, you know? Can I do it? Do I know it? Do I know it? Knowledge. Skills, can I do it? Do I know, if I take the project management example, do I know how a project is managed? Do I know the phases, let's say, to make analysis, to make a concept, to implement, to monitor, to reflect, to learn, to analyze again the project management phases? Or there are different phases. There are the waterfall phases, there are the circle phases, there is rapid prototyping. The engineers know very well. If you develop a product, there are a lot of different styles, tools, concepts, phases for management. Do I know this? Okay, I know it. So 10 points. I am very experienced. I have done, let's say, 20 projects in Germany. I develop products. I know it. 10, from 0 to 10. Skills, can I do it? Yes, because I have, let's say, did this 10 or 20 projects, and I'm very skilled. I know how to plan, how to organize, how to check, okay, how to lead a project. Now it comes. So also 10. Let's say I'm here. 10, 10. And then let's say Hüseyin Özdemir, very experienced project manager. Okay, in Germany. Now I go to China. My confidence from 0 to 10. Yeah? Maybe never been to China, not really knowing the culture. It's knowledge as well, of course. Maybe we have to adjust. It's not here, maybe it's a little bit lower, because knowledge is also meaning culture. But let's take it like this, confidence. I'm not confident. I don't know if I can use the tools I use in Germany in China. Don't know. My motivation might be very high. You see? Then I'm here, if I combine this and motivation very high, then I have to say, okay, in terms of confidence and motivation, I'm here. In terms of knowledge and skills of running a project, very good. And if I combine this, okay, in the development line, I could draw something like this, and I could say, this is competence, and here is commitment. Okay? And then, if I combine these aspects maybe in this circle, let's say I'm somewhere like here. Okay, and then I can see, okay, if this is development stage 4, let's say this is 3, this is 2, and development stage 1. So if you combine this, you can find out where your people are on this level. So you have to think of 4 dimensions: knowledge, skills, confidence, and motivation. If you want to lead someone, for example, if you want to give a project to someone, it could be a Chinese person, a very important Chinese person, very skilled engineer. You are leading. And now he asks you to give him an international project, production optimization or something like this, production system, or part of it. Okay? Then you have to see what is the knowledge about international project management. So there you require more knowledge. You have to work with English. And then what about English knowledge, skills, language skills? Okay? Then suddenly someone who is maybe, let's say, a very important, very good project manager, if you look at knowledge, and if you look at maybe he or she doesn't really want, okay, then the motivation is lower, of course. Then it can be that this person, for this international project, is suddenly here. In project management terms, he's very or she's very experienced, but as soon as it becomes international, intercultural, the development phase or the development stage goes down. What does it mean for leadership? Of course, if you have someone here in this development stage 4, it's great, you just delegate. It's the leadership style 4. You just delegate because the person is very experienced. If the person goes down to leadership to development stage 1 or 2, you conduct maximum leadership style 2. If it's even lower, the development stage 1, you have to have leadership style 1. What does it mean? You have to instruct, you have to inform, you have to tell what to do. In this field, you decide as a leader. In this field, you decide together, and here you let decide, you delegate. But you need to delegate someone who is, for this special task, experienced. And not only experienced, but also confident and motivated. That means someone can be very skilled, very high knowledge about something, but doesn't really want. Then you have to take back the delegation. This is the concept. So you walk through this line up and down. Or if, for example, if you have quality problems, you delegated something, but suddenly you have massive conflicts in quality. Of course, you take back the delegation and you involve yourself more as a leader. And you discuss more. You show more interest, you are more present. You take back the delegation a little bit. Just to play with the model, I would like to ask you to talk first, to think of one person you want to lead, you are leading. One person in your team. Okay? You could think of one employee, one engineer, or manager, or directors. And you want to give him or her a special task. So where is this person in terms of knowledge required for the task? And where is this person in terms of skill? And then try to find out the confidence, the self-confidence. This is self-confidence. Do I trust myself to do this? And do I really want it? Am I motivated to do it? And try to put, if you take the abbreviation of the name, try to find out where the person is. And then you can check what is his development stage. And then you can check how do I lead him today and how should I lead him? Should I lead him more direct, telling what to do, because he is new doesn't know the job well, or is not that motivated, then you can't just delegate. Someone doesn't want to do it, you can't just say, just do it, but he doesn't want, you know? Then you have to say, okay, you have to maybe coach, you have to motivate, you have to talk. Or to find out why this person is demotivated. It's a different leadership style in that moment for the specific task. Okay, so please on your paper or think of someone, if you are fast, try to put all your team, if you can, in this and try to find out the development stage, and then we can talk and we can check.
I have a question
yes.
about style number 3.
Yes.
It's not clear for me. Would you like to explain a little bit more?
Yes, of course. This is the directive leadership style. Direct.
Yeah.
Direct. This, the concept calls coaching, but this is not the external coaching.
Mm-hmm.
This means you really help, you discuss, you listen. Here you don't listen so much.
Okay.
You just say, do it. Okay?
Okay.
Just do it. Time is running out, quality problem, the big boss is standing there, wants results, and you can't discuss, you know, you want or not or what. You have to say, I need the results now, very fast. This is leadership style direct. Okay? This we call support. Here you support. Here you delegate. Support means here you let decide the person, but you support. You are very close.
Okay.
Not so close like here. Yes, here you decide. Even here you decide.
Mm.
Because the person is maximum D2, development stage 2. Okay?
Okay.
And I will tell you more. Maybe you can discuss with the neighbor now. So just to check if you understood the concept, you can explain each other or help each other to get it. You have a general competence, but you have also competence related always to a task. Let's take the task of leading people, for example. Let's take the people management. It's a very high skill you need for leading people. If you become a leader, a manager, or sub or team leader, then of course, if you just become one, let's think. In terms of knowledge, you know the leadership methods concept. You have training in leadership. And then the question is, have you ever led people? Maybe you have been like a scout, little scout, and you were someone who, brownie, like, so having led people at military or something like this, so you have already skills. But in the company, you are not a leader yet. Okay, you have skills in your knowledge. Then the question is, do I really trust myself that I can lead people? If they confront me, am I nervous then? You know, please no confrontation, no problems. So, and then, do I really want to be a leader? Do I want that people follow me? So this 4 aspects depends on where you are. If you are if you know a lot about how to lead people, if you are skilled from outside, from wherever, then you can be D3. But if you are a very new appointed leader, not very much knowledge, not very much skills, you just became a leader, then you can also be D1. But I can't give this person, let's say, a department. I have to give him or her first a little team, maybe just 1 person or 2 persons, because he or she has to develop skills in leading people. But sometimes we have people who are very extremely confident. They say, no, I don't want just 2 people. I want to lead the factory. This confidence would jump. Yeah? Rocket. Like the Chinese rocket to the star. No? Or the motivation. But then you have to be careful. Because this can be very tricky. You have to help this person to understand the development stage. You have to help them to calm down. You know? You say, okay, and their leadership starts, of course, to discuss. Okay, thank you, very good that you have this confidence, but what about the skills? What about knowledge? What about experience? This is experience. So, I try to answer also, this is my skill. I am a new appointed leader. It's not about age, by the way. You can be old man or old woman and you've never led, and suddenly you lead people. Of course, you have a life experience, but this doesn't mean that you can lead people well. Huh? You can be D1. And then someone can develop very fast because you see he's really skilled, or she, and the confidence is stable and the motivation as well, and he or she has high knowledge. Then these are moments where I had a client who was 31 years old. And he had 2,500 people. Can you imagine? 2,500 people. 31 years old. When I was 31, I didn't have one person to lead. But he had 2,500. So he was extremely confident guy, extremely. And he was extremely good in argumentation, in communication. He's extremely skilled in this sense. If you lead so many people, you have to be able to talk to audiences and to be very, right in a way. So he was, at the age of 31, something here. The company was delegated to him. He was big boss. But headquarters was watching him. At one point, he went into a crisis. And then you can imagine what happened. Huh? Then suddenly, his big boss came down regularly. Every month he was there, one day. And he had to report, So when he got into a crisis, he was not here anymore. He went down. And he had to be led very directive. That's why you have to be careful with quality, with profitability, etc. They let you go if the numbers are correct. If they are not correct, then they go down. They go back. Someone asked, why do you have this curve? This is the curve. This is the strength of the model. You are not fixed. You change. If your colleague is not performing or not able to perform because of psychological issues. I had once a fantastic consultant, senior consultant. When he became father, he was like in a delirium. He was lost. He didn't have anything in his mind, just his son. And I said, hey, you have to go to wherever to do the project. Yes. So his motivation became zero. And we had problems because we lost him. He was before D4. Suddenly he was D1. Can you imagine? 44 years old, something like this. He became D1, like a child in a way. It sounds extreme now. And at one point I said, I don't discuss with you anymore. You have to do it now. You go for this workshop and you lead this workshop. But then you have to say, what do I risk if I give it to him if the motivation is such low? Right? So this changes very much also with the psychological stance, moment, situation, of course. I don't know if I answered the question properly. This task I can delegate. For organizing a party, yes, really, this is okay. I delegate. I don't ask where is the party, what did you buy, drinks. He or she organizes everything. I just go at Friday at 6 o'clock to the dining hall and make a party. If the party is very important, if the big boss is coming from headquarters, then I don't delegate. Maybe I do S2. I say yes, but I want to decide. Alcohol, no alcohol, hard stuff, soft stuff, Huh? So it depends on the situation. So if you look at orglab, now I have never looked with this to group relations conference. A director of a conference, for example, what would you say when he or she invites staff? When he or she invites staff, how does he look? How does it work? If you remember my opening speech with the authorization. If the director is organizing a group relations conference, he or she invites staff. As consultants, he needs, I'm thinking loud now, D4 I would say, because the director authorizes consultants to small systems or to review groups in order to consult. So there has to be a special knowledge and skill, of course, and confidence and motivation to do it. So therefore, we try never to take in staff who is not skilled or don't have knowledge of group relations work, of course. Preconditions twice or so to be in staff at one conference in the world to become staff. You not just immediately become staff. You have been a member, then you are going to be trained in terms of skills and knowledge. In this conference, we have a parallel training program where we train ourselves in the staff. So to make more sustainable work. So this we delegate. We can have learning stuff in a training role, then it is not D4. Maybe it's D2, something like D2. Because he or she is then like associate consultant, working with a consultant who is D4, fully authorized, fully delegated.
I was thinking in the connection with group relations about complexity, and it is what I was thinking is that you can be D4 and suddenly you go to a different context. For example, it changed completely. It's not the same to lead a training group in Peru than to come to China and lead a training group. So then you have to be aware of how to, according to the task, the context, the culture, and what can be mobilized internally on you, which is also sometimes unconscious, can shift your D level, let's say. So I could be D4 in one side, but then I have to be aware that if in a different context, I have to adjust myself to a D2, 3, 1, whatever. So it is dynamic. It sounds like boxes, but it is like something which is all moving, you know. So and I have to be aware of the because otherwise I can be pushed to how to say failure, you know. And that's the trick of how to say, or not the trick, but the gift of a good leader is to enable you to locate yourself in this moving dynamic of development.
It's a very good point. If you take a group relations conference, if you take the staff, you don't see it, but we are sitting together for hours every night till the night. And in the morning we start very early, again with a staff meeting. You are not here, but we are still already working. Why do we do this? We have, of course, this confidence and motivation. This is a very psychological moment here. We call it containment. A director or a leader has to take care of each of the team members, so to say, and to have meetings where one reflects, where one looks at the feelings, to make the person as much strong as possible in the role. That the person, if the person is D4 or D3, that he or she doesn't go back because of the feelings, because it was a struggle in an international project or whatever. So means by talking, by reflecting, by dialogue, as we do in this conference, we keep the development stage high. We keep it. Otherwise it goes down. And coming back to the model, to the concept here, two things are very important. Two things. One is, you have to be able to diagnose. You have to be able to diagnose the people you lead. You have to have a sense for human beings to see what the development stage is. If you can't do it, if you are just a very good technician, you will not be able to lead people. Or you will not be able to work on this. You will not get it if someone is demotivated. You think, oh, he or she done very fantastic. This is also difficult. How do you find out if someone is self-confident or not? But this is important as a leader to have a feeling. It is most of the time called social competence. Okay, to have this feeling for people. Where you look in the eyes and say, okay, doesn't look very well today. Let's talk. Let's find out. And then you decide also for the task your leadership style. And the important aspect in this model is you agree. This sounds strange now, but you agree around the leadership style with the person you lead. For example, you say to the person, I am leading you, this is the concept direct for this task, because you are not skilled so much as I know, as I see. Or you see, I see that you have at the moment, as I did with my colleague who became a father, I told him, where are we now? And I can't let you just sit around and look when you want to work or not. So I have to work with you a little bit more close in this project. So we agree on the leadership style. If the person says, no, I don't agree, I'm D4, I said, So you have to be in touch, in dialogue, and agree on the style. Otherwise we have surprises, or he or she thinks you delegate it, you don't, you control, then it becomes strange. Yes.
So, can I say, because each person have some many roles in society, so can I say many people have a different development stage? Because maybe in the lead a department, maybe it's a D2 or D3, or lead a party, maybe the D4, maybe in a father is a D4.
Yes, absolutely. If you would ask me, hey, as you saw today, organization development project, I'm sure I'm D4. But if you would tell to me, but please check also our IT concept, information technology, or please check our balances and financial whatever, then I would immediately end up with D1. Does it make sense? Does it help? Which is okay. Would you say it works in China, or would you say in China it doesn't work?
No.
Because it belongs to a Western thinking at the beginning.
We have a similar thinking in Chinese, maybe 3,000 years before.
What did I say? No, this is evidence. We were on the trees and you had the situational
We
leadership.
have only 8 words to describe the whole situation.
8 words.
Yeah, maybe by Confucius.
Confucius.
因地制宜，因材施教。
Can you explain that?
In education, because of the different strategies, and also because of different people, you also make a different, education way.
Thank you very much.